Alright, little creaky door, you get that in a home studio. And first thing you notice, crazy neon lights, and it's a studio must. If a studio doesn't have a neon light, it ain't no studio. I'll show you the motif real quick. Little couch there, a couple of people to sit down while we're making beats. You know, joining the festivities, Rick and Morty on the roof, of course. Did my best with the soundproofing. That's Ellie, the alien. I can't remember what I named him. Sorry, Ellie. Sorry about that, fella. Disco ball. Gotta have a disco ball. Just kidding. That was already in the room when I got in here. And it's an odd-shaped room. So let me just swing around here. Alright, did the best soundproofing I could do. Check it out. It's a soundproofing action right there. Made a big difference. This is a double brick room, tiny square room. There's a ceiling. Behind me was a window that's now been covered with heaps of acoustic foam behind it, and an artwork and a blanket also to dampen it. That also dampens it a bit. Aircon, that's a must because it gets hot in here with all this equipment on. Neon light, like we said, Ellie, it's a must. Really sets it off, sets the room off. Back to the real deal. Yeah, before this, so it's double brick, odd shaped room. It's got that little gully there where the door opens, so it's not a complete square. You got the double glass windows behind. And behind there is a double glass doors leading to a cupboard. So that whole thing. So that's not what you want. Double brick walls, no good, bad for reflection. Glass, bad for reflection. Glass window, bad for reflection. And glass doors, bad for reflection. So after hanging up all the foam, making these batons. They got quilts behind them, these batons, and then I just covered them with some cool DMT psychedelic art, which I thought was cool. Same as the back, and yeah, that's all padded up back there. You can see. Makes a big difference. Before it was real reflective and tingy. Now it's a little damp, a little thuddy, but way better than what it was, and definitely it's workable now. The sound in here is actually pretty good. So let that be a lesson to kids out there that are starting a room where you read, which pretty much every guide says, avoid all small rooms and avoid this exact style of room exactly, but you can make it work. I mean, if you have to, you can make any room work. If I've made this room work, you just can make it work. It's not 100% ideal, but it is 100% workable. There's Ellie the alien again. It's always popping in my shots. All right, should I start going through all my stuff? Let's just do a quick little swing around. And then I'll go individually through them, tell you what I use them for, tell you how I have them all set up. I'll turn them on in a sec. After I finish my coffee, give us a sip. Also, no beverages in the studio. Unless it's your studio, then you can tell the rules get effed. But I don't let anyone else do it. But because I'm the boss, Capitan, I get to do what the hell I want. Yeah, so I'll go through them. Tell you all about them. Tell you how I've got my send set up. How it's all wired, how it's all cabled, effects, and whatnot. And yep, there's the Dyne Audio monitor. It's 20 years old now. The original BM 5As, 5-inch 5As, I think. Gorgeous. Perfect in here. 20 years on and they still sound absolutely amazing. I've got my Rick Sanchez and Mr. Poopy Butthole figurines, and I don't know who that is. Oh, a little Skull Vodka. You know what I mean? You got to add a little character to your room. Slims Mackenzie, and I'm an 80s guy, so that's Optimus Prime. I don't know what that is back there. T-Rex and Bending Rodriguez, of course. And of course, T-Rex, the best dinosaur in the business, apart from the Velociraptor, which actually isn't a correct representation of the Velociraptor. It's actually the size of a chicken, so don't fall for it. They look cool in Jurassic Park, but it's like a little chicken in actuality. But dinosaurs aside, We're gonna turn all this on, get these disco lights off, start telling you a bit about them, and yeah, that'll be my Sunday. So enjoy it.